Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and here is the camera comparison of two camera-centric smartphones with a 48 megapixel sensor, the new OnePlus 7 Pro with the Redmi Note 7 Pro. When it comes to smartphone cameras, one sensor which has been making a lot of buzz is the new Sony's IMX586 sensor with a 48 megapixel. Both the devices have the 48 megapixel sensor, and let's find out how they stack against each other. Now coming to the camera hardware, the OnePlus 7 Pro comes with a primary 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor with a f1.6 aperture with optical image stabilization and electronic image stabilization. There is a secondary 16 megapixel shooter with f2.2 aperture, and it is an ultra wide angle camera with 117 degrees field of view. The third camera is with 8 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom and optical image stabilization. The front camera is a 16 megapixel shooter with Sony IMX471 sensor with f2.0 aperture, and EIS is included along with screen flash. Talking about the Redmi Note 7 Pro, it comes with the same Sony IMX586 sensor with a 48 megapixel sensor, f1.79 aperture, and a secondary 5 megapixel camera for depth sensing. On the front panel, it has a 13 megapixel f2.0 selfie camera along with screen flash included. First, let's have a look at the video recording. Here both the smartphones can record videos in 1080p resolution as well as 4K is supported. The 1080p at 30 fps footage looks better on the OnePlus 7 Pro with a bit more stabilization, while the Redmi Note 7 Pro has jittery effect. The OnePlus 7 Pro also has optical image stabilization, while the Redmi Note 7 Pro has only electronic image stabilization. The OnePlus footage is also sharper and has better colors. The OnePlus 7 Pro also offers 4K at 30 and 60 fps with stabilization, while Redmi Note 7 Pro has 4K at 30 fps. So in terms of the video quality, OnePlus 7 Pro takes the lead. Next step, the daylight captures. Looking at the first picture, you can see there is bright sunlight and the Redmi Note 7 Pro gets the image right, while the OnePlus has an issue with white balance. If you zoom into the picture, the Redmi Note 7 Pro offers better details and sharpness levels. While most other situations, the results are quite similar and both offer good details and colors. The dynamic range is also quite similar in performance. When there is a bit of greenery around, the Redmi Note 7 Pro images look a bit saturated, even though many would still love the vivid and colorful images in the Redmi Note 7 Pro. OnePlus 7 Pro has two main advantages over the Redmi Note 7 Pro in terms of the hardware. They are the ultra wide angle camera and also the 3x telephoto lens, which performs really well. But in regular shots, the sharpness levels are better on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, and this is evident when you zoom into the pictures. Both the devices have dedicated 48 megapixel mode, which can be toggled in the settings. The images are quite similar in sharpness levels and details being offered. Moving to the close-up shots, both the devices have good colors, but when it comes to details and sharpness levels, the Redmi Note 7 Pro excels, and this is visible when you zoom into the pictures. The Redmi Note 7 Pro images are a bit vibrant and tends to saturate at times. Next, the portrait shots. This is one area where it is tough to decide which looks better. While the subject looks better on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, the background and blur looks slightly better on the OnePlus 7 Pro. Both the devices have similar edge detection and they are accurate most of the times. Here again, the sharpness levels are better on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Next, the low light pictures. Here in regular photos, the low light performance was better on the OnePlus 7 Pro with better details, and while the Redmi Note 7 Pro tends to be a bit softer to reduce the noise. This is evident when you zoom into the pictures. OnePlus 7 Pro offers better low light performance with sharper images, while Redmi Note 7 Pro goes for aggressive noise reduction and makes the images too soft. Both the phones have nightscape or night mode, and here the results are quite similar with details, while the dynamic range seems to be better on the OnePlus 7 Pro. Finally, the selfie experience. The OnePlus 7 Pro has 16 megapixel shooter, while it is 13 megapixel on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. The skin tones look slightly better on the Redmi Note 7 Pro along with sharper selfies, but the dynamic range was better on the OnePlus 7 Pro. Both the devices have portrait selfies, and here the edge detection looks good on both. The background blur seems subtle on the OnePlus 7 Pro, while it is stronger on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. So this is the front facing camera sample taken with the 16 megapixel shooter on the OnePlus 7 Pro, which can record videos in 1080p resolution. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from the front camera on the OnePlus 7 Pro. So this is the front facing camera sample taken with the Redmi Note 7 Pro, which can record videos in 1080p resolution. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from the front camera on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. So summing up, which is the better camera smartphone? While the OnePlus 7 Pro has better camera hardware with wide angle and telephoto lens, it doesn't excel in all the conditions. The OnePlus 7 Pro has good video recording, low light abilities and ultra wide angle camera along with 3x optical zoom when compared to the Redmi Note 7 Pro. In daylight conditions, the Redmi Note 7 Pro emerges as better camera even though few shots were slightly saturated. But the interesting aspect is the pricing. The Redmi Note 7 Pro pricing starts at 13,999 while the OnePlus 7 Pro starts at 48,999. This is one area where we believe Xiaomi has done a really good job in the budget segment. We expect OnePlus to roll out the camera update pretty soon to make it comparable with flagship smartphones in the 50k price segment. So that was the camera comparison of the Redmi Note 7 Pro with the newly launched OnePlus 7 Pro. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.